I don't know who needed to know this, but addictions are curable. Yeah, we live in a world that want to convince you otherwise. Yeah, they want to convince you that you was going to be an addict all your life. They wanted to convince you that you had to subscribe to the notion that you are an addict, okay? That you had to subscribe to the notion that, okay, you consume things that you will forever be chemically dependent on. I want you to know that this is far from the truth. Addictions are curable. Now, when they say things are curable and incurable, I want you to understand that this is a lie within the truth. Okay? This is what this means. Okay? This is what this means. This means that the things that they say are incurable, this means that they can't cure it. This means that they can't cure it utilizing the things that they've been given, utilizing the tools that they've been given, utilizing Western medicine. Western medicine can't cure a lot of things. And this is what they mean when they say some things are incurable. Okay? That doesn't mean that to eradicate this thing is impossible. That doesn't mean to eradicate it is impossible. I want you to understand that. Okay? So when y'all hear these holistic cures, when y'all hear these holistic ways to rid yourself of different things they deemed uncurable, I want you to understand why is it deemed uncurable through Western medicine. Okay, that's them saying that they have exalted, okay, all of their resources. They've exhausted all of their resources. Okay, there's nothing else that their resources has led them to be able to do. There's nothing else they can do. Okay, that doesn't mean that you can't eradicate a thing. Okay, that doesn't mean that you can't rid yourself of a particular thing, like addiction. Addiction is curable. Okay, addiction is curable. Okay, I see my snake over there. I'm just checking on it while we are vibing. Yeah, addictions are curable. Okay, I want us to keep that in mind. You don't have to be sedated to enjoy your life. You don't have to be sedated to love your life. I don't know who needed to hear this, but I know somebody needed to hear this. If you can hear my voice, if you can see my face, I know you needed to hear this. Okay? You don't have to be sedated. You don't have to be sedated to love your life. You don't have to be sedated to enjoy your life. You know how they're promoting, oh, to go out, right? Make sure you have you a blunt. Make sure you have something to smoke. Make sure you have something to drink. They are lying to you. Whenever they tell you that you needed to be sedated to enjoy a particular thing, that should inspire you to want to enjoy the thing without being sedated because there's something beautiful there they don't want you to enjoy. Okay? And peer pressure is a real thing. So a lot of you are peer pressured. Okay, a lot of people can't stand on their own accord. A lot of people have been peer pressured into drinking. How many of you go drinking every Friday, every Thursday, every Tuesday because you've been peer pressured? Some of you so easily peer pressured that you go out and make tacos on Tuesdays knowing you could have had tacos any day of the week. You could have had tacos any day of the week, but you made tacos on Tuesday. Why? Because you wanted to be a part of the hive mind and you were peer pressured into going to go buy ground meat, okay, into going to go buy a flour that is a sugar that's not going to benefit your body in any way, shape, or form, okay? You're peer pressured. You don't have to be sedated, okay? Nor do you have to be an addict for all your life. Shout out to the people, okay, who have been sober for so long. There are a lot of people that have been sober for decades. They don't promote these people. They much more show you the drunkards. They don't promote these people. Okay, these governments want you to be okay. These governments want you to be intoxicated. Okay, these governments, these politicians, they want you to be intoxicated because you can do whatever you want to intoxicated people. You can tell whatever you want to intoxicated people. A drunken mind, you can be able to do whatever you want to a drunken mind. Okay, if you a man and if you wanted to do whatever you want to a drunken female, okay, it's easier once you realize she is intoxicated. If you a female and you realize that man got a few drinks in him and you was out to do something nefarious, how much more easy is it to do it when you know that he got drinks in him, when you know he's a drunken mind? A drunken mind makes you vulnerable. I'm gonna say it again in case y'all not hearing me, because a lot of y'all been getting drunk for so long. A lot of people been intoxicated for so long. You may be convinced, okay, that you needed to be drunk. You don't know how to self-soothe. You don't know how to soothe yourself. Remember when you was young, your mammy said, let that baby cry. Remember letting that baby cry? Remember letting that baby cry before you gave the baby a pacifier, before you gave the baby a bottle, you let that baby cry so that baby can learn how to soothe itself. How many of you are the big babies that haven't learned how to soothe yourself? Now you need a bottle, and that bottle was the drink. Now you need the pacifier, and that pacifier is the thing that you smoking. Okay? A lot of you just needed to learn how to soothe yourself. Some of you can't be alone. Can't be alone. Some of you cannot be by yourself. Okay? Some of you see it as a punishment when you by yourself. You start questioning yourself. What did I do wrong to have to be by myself? Why don't people want to be around me? Why this and why that? You don't even see it as a benefit when you by yourself. How many people out there punishing themselves because they alone? How many people feel like they're going through a punishment? Oh, I don't have a man. Oh, I don't have a woman. How many people feel like this when you by yourself? You haven't learned how to soothe yourself. You haven't learned how to love yourself, your own self, your righteous self. You haven't even learned how to have fun with yourself. You haven't even learned how to enjoy yourself and the other things within the ecosystem there is to enjoy outside of it just being people. This is because you've been leaning on people far too long to make you feel like something. You've been leaning on people far too long to make you feel good. You need people to tickle you, not knowing that you could have laughed on your own. I'm going to say it again. Some of you still need people to tickle you, not knowing that you could have laughed on your own. You could have found laughter within yourself. I'm sitting here tickling my own self as I'm speaking into you. You feel what I mean? Listen, laughter is already inside you. Nobody can make you angry. Anger is already inside you. Nobody can make you jealous. Jealousy was already inside you. Nobody could make you feel a certain type of way if it didn't already exist within you. You don't have to be an addict. Okay? You don't have to be intoxicated to enjoy life. You don't have to be sedated. You know what that means to be sedated? You know what that means to be sedated? That means you're coming to the point of numbness. How many of you needed to be numbed in life so you don't have to feel life? I'm far too sensitive to numb myself. Okay? That's when I realized I couldn't do any drugs. That's when I realized I couldn't be smoking. That's when I realized I couldn't drink. Listen, I'm far too sensitive. I need to feel life. Okay? I need to feel life. Okay? I remember when my mother passed, okay, part of my body wanted to, I don't know, I wanted to escape in a certain way. I looked around at all my siblings. My siblings was all smoking. I said, let me try that. Let me get some. And I went to smoke. I went to puff, and I said, well, hold up. My body immediately said, oh, are we trying to escape the feeling of life? Hold up. My mother passing right now. What are we doing? We outside trying to escape the feeling of life. Where's my mother? Somewhere alone while her offspring is outside trying to run away from life. I ran right in the building. I said, I refuse to be taken away from a natural tradition in life. I refuse to be. I want to feel that. What does it feel like to lose a mother? Everybody is going to face that. Everybody is going to face that same feeling. So I had to realize that as well. Hold on. It's a better thing for it's a better thing for the parent to be buried by their offspring rather than the offspring to be buried by their parents. So this is a human tradition we've been keeping for a long time. I wish I would let myself be kept from a human tradition because I was afraid to feel. Oh, I said, never again. I wish I would. I wish I would. So I want you to understand, no matter how bad it get, yes, we losing loved ones. Yes, we losing jobs. Yes, we losing the people, okay, that are close to us. They may not have been unalive, but we losing people. Okay, that don't mean we need to be sedated. That don't mean we need to be numb. Feel what it feels like. Life isn't just all the glittery. Okay, life isn't just bubbly feelings all the time. Life is also the ugly feelings, the weird feelings. Life is all those feelings. Okay, And for those of you that thought you couldn't make it through that last thing, I'm telling you, you can make it through this. Those of you that are fighting addiction, those of you that are fighting, okay, these poisons, okay, this chemical dependency, chemical warfare is real. Chemical warfare is a huge foundation of spiritual warfare. I'm going to say it again. Chemical warfare is a huge weapon used in spiritual warfare. It's a war for your spirit. Chemical warfare is how they are weaponizing, okay, your dependency against you. They are weaponizing these, they're weaponizing the fact that you don't want to be alone. That has been weaponized. They are weaponizing the fact that you feel this lack of community. You feel like you don't belong. See, it's two different feelings. Some people feel like they don't belong, and then some people feel alone. How many of you feel like you don't belong? How many of you feel like you was born in the wrong timeline? How many of you feel like you don't belong on a planet? How many of you feel like you belong on another planet? Listen, this is being weaponized against you. You don't even feel like that on purpose. Somebody put that feeling inside you. Do you know that, right? That wasn't the earth. The earth didn't do that. See, listen, when you go out in nature, it's the reason why you feel peaceful. You feel peaceful because human beings evolved around trees. Human beings evolved around the grass. Human beings evolved around these living organisms. You evolved around the leaves and the crackling of the leaves. You didn't evolve around concrete. So that means whenever you return back to what you evolved around, you feel home. You feel peace. Okay? And not only do your body remembers that, y'all don't run up on that snake. Please don't do that. That's an animal. Respect the animal. Look at them. Look, caught him. Caught him. Chachi, you all right over there, baby? Look at her. Look at her, y'all. Hold on, let me go check on my animal, y'all. Y'all see I'm protecting her? Look how far, look how much space I'm giving her. That's my baby. Look at her. You all right, Chi? I got you watching my, when I say watching my back, Chi, show them how you got my back. Look how she watching people, y'all. Show them how you got my back, Chi. She like, yeah, I got your back. And what? Look how tight she is. Bro. Look how tight she holds it onto the ground. Y'all see how tight she is? Y'all see how tight she is? And look, I give her space. I let her know that she free. You ain't no pet here. You a family member. But nevertheless, y'all, you do not have to be held in bondage by any chemical or any poison. Okay? Spiritual warfare is a real thing. Chemical warfare is one of the weapons used in spiritual warfare. This is what we call legion. Legion is groups and armies. Groups and armies. Okay? So there's a whole legion against you, and some of those groups have different weaponry. Okay? Through chemical warfare, they're utilizing the chemicals. They're utilizing chemical dependency. They're utilizing poisons. They're utilizing drugs. They're utilizing smoking. They're utilizing, okay, poisoning up the air, poisoning up the food, poisoning up the water. This is all chemical warfare. Then you also have physical warfare. You see what your politicians are doing by trying to separate you. You see what they're doing by trying to project racism on you. Racism is a low frequency. If you are racist out there, no matter what color you are out there, you are indeed a low frequency. Don't matter who you are. Okay, no matter if you look like me directly or you look like me, okay, from the shadow, doesn't matter. Racism, okay, is an act or a weapon of physical warfare because I can only control the people when they separate. So you must see the different ways they are separating people. You don't have to live like this. Mental warfare. Look at all these things they are flooding your mental gates with. They sought to flood your mind with a bunch of information so you're not able to choose between what is right or what's wrong. That is mental warfare. Mental warfare, again, is when I flood the mind with an abundance of information, when I push you into the mental pool, and now you got to swim your ways out. I didn't create this. They wrote this in books long before I was even born. I just read these books. So there's nothing that you can show me moving beyond these books into the future, okay, that I wouldn't notice. Okay? So yeah, I want you to understand your chemical dependency is spiritual warfare. This is spiritual warfare. This is what's needed. There are legions against you. Okay? There are legions against you. Legions. Y'all go ahead and look up the word legions. You don't have to take my brown lips. Okay? You don't have to believe these brown lips. Maybe some brown lips may have lied to you. Okay? But I want you to understand these brown lips finna tell you the truth and always been telling you the truth. Okay? These brown lips ain't gonna finna lie, nor are these white teeth. Okay? They not gonna lie to you. Okay? Why? Because I couldn't lie to myself. I love you. Okay? So yes, spiritual warfare. And these are some of the things that you begin to realize on the fourth day of fasting. Y'all, we've been fasting for the last 4 days. You can join me on a fast. Just click the fasting playlist. Okay, you'll be updated with the fast. Okay, click the fasting playlist. Okay, you can join me. Feel free to join me. Okay, I'm going to promote every month hereafter the fast, and I'm going to be doing it with people. I'm going to be doing this fast with people every month. Why wouldn't I? If I've been fasting for the last decade, I'm going to start taking y'all with me. Those of you that are ready. Those of you who have found this on your For You page or your algorithm. If algorithm knew that this was for you, that I was for you and you was for me, okay, then I'm taking you with me. Okay? So yeah, make sure you saddled up. Okay? This is the fourth day of 9 days of fasting. And on this days, we begin to notice the withdrawing of spirit. You may notice yourself reaching. Okay? You may notice, okay, your addictions becoming louder. Okay? You may notice your addictions becoming louder. This is okay. This is what's supposed to happen. Why? Because your body is going through a deficit. Okay? So in the past, the way you've nurtured this deficit is through these other poisons. It's through your addictions. Meaning when you felt bad, okay, you gave yourself things that you thought would make you feel better. Okay? So that's why at these times your body begin to reach for certain things. But I want you to know, if you experiencing this, you are doing a good thing. Don't you feel bad for yourself. Even if you relapse, don't you feel bad. Okay? Just know you're doing a good thing. You can relapse and come right back. Just because you relapse don't mean it's over. Just because you relapse don't mean it is over. You didn't lose your progress. Only when you are aware of what is happening, okay, do you even gain progress. Okay, so I look at relapsing a little different. You didn't lose your progress. Okay, if you were sober for 3 days and you relapsed on the fourth day, you didn't lose 3 days. You gain 4 more days because now you know what you're capable of. Now you know what certain things can trigger you. Okay? It's only when you are aware, though. You have to be aware. Oh, what was that? What was this? My body was reaching. My body was withdrawn. Okay? And as my body withdrew from certain things, I felt low energies. I remember these low energies. I felt low energies when I felt bad in life, when people hurt my feelings in life. I felt these low energies when I felt the missing spirit, when I was missing people at night. Okay, and I began to eat a certain type of way when I was missing. When you begin to recognize these feelings, you'll recognize what your body is doing. And then you can say, oh, okay, I see what I was doing. Let me get right back on track. I don't lose no progress. I gain progress because I became aware. But when you are unaware, okay, then you can count that as a limbo because we can still bring you back as long as there is a process of you wanting to be aware. Wanting to be aware is first, then becoming aware, and then being aware, and then that granting enlightenment. It starts at wanting to be aware. Y'all doing good. I just want you to know you're doing good. I'm proud of you. No matter what day you on, I'm proud of you. I love you. Okay, you are my reflection. I recognize where you are. I recognize where you're starting from. I've been at all those places, y'all. I want y'all to know I've been all of those places. I done fought nicotine addiction. I done fought chemical dependency. Okay, I done rumbled the fight between my body and cannabinoids. Okay, I done rumbled the fight between my body and psychedelics and all of these different things. I done fought the fight between my body and alcohol. Okay, I done fought all of those fights and I won, and I'm going to keep winning, and I'm going to always win so much that I'm going to help you win. Okay, I was the type of person When I consumed these things, I always took long fasts from these things, returned to those things because I was convinced in my mind that I had the power enough to be able to do what I need to do and not be able to become addicted. I want you to understand that's a lie. I'm gonna say it again. Certain times in my life, okay, I used to do certain things, consume certain things, okay, drink, smoke, okay, do these certain things, convinced that I can stop whenever I want to stop, long as I'm fasting. Okay, I can return if I want to return. Don't you lie to yourself. Okay, that's a level of insanity, thinking that you are strong enough to beat chemical dependency, that you are strong enough, stronger than these chemicals. You are not in that matter. You are not. These chemicals are weapons formed against you. These are weapons formed against you, and a weapon means that it knows you and it knows how to attack you. Okay, I was once convinced of the same thing till one day I had to realize. I said, "Hold up now, life didn't create me to be a docile man. This stuff is making me too docile. I need something to roar about. This stuff is making you too I started noticing my Adam's apple was starting to look different. My Adam's apple was like this. No, I said, hold up now, get your Adam's apple back, sir. To the men out there, get your Adam's apples back. Get your Adam's apples back. The world gonna need it. The ladies gonna need it. They rather a sober man talking to them rather than any other type of man. Why would I need to lean on anything else but what the son has already gifted me with? I'm already enough. Y'all better carry enoughness. Can we carry enoughness? Can we carry enoughness? Can we step into enoughood? I'm enough. You know your governing parties. You know these entertainment energies. You know they want you to be convinced that you're not enough. That if you're a woman, you need your body to be built this certain type of way. If you're a man, that you need all this amounts of money to be happy or for somebody to want you. Tell them that they lying, and tell them that you don't believe these lies. We don't even believe that they have whatever they claim to have. I don't be believing these people. Yeah, you know how they say that such and such is a billionaire? Such and such. How would we know if you really a billionaire? And then what would it matter to us? We never seen your bank statements. We don't know anything but what y'all tell us. So it don't matter. Okay, you a small 1% of the world. Can we see I'm here for the 99.9% of people who don't care about the money. I'm here for the 99.9% of people who much more rather, okay, stand in their authenticity than lay their lives down for a couple coins. We not selling our souls for no coins. We don't care if you promise that we can come back for forever. We don't care if you promise that we can time travel. We like the time that we in. We living in the present. Okay? Only through enlightenment do you realize that not only is this life okay, but this life is enough. I don't need to keep living. Y'all go ahead and take heed. I appreciate you. Okay? Definitely for tapping into enoughness. Okay, y'all go ahead and join me. This evening we're gonna have some meditations. Okay, that's gonna happen at 9 p.m. this evening. I'll be right back. Okay, tapping right on your chest one more time. Okay, feel free to join me. Make sure you save this. Make sure you already subscribed. Okay, make sure you timestamp any time that I may have said something that may have spoken out to you, so the rest of the world can receive it. And if you want to join me on a fast, just click the fasting playlist. It's for you. Okay, and nevertheless, we don't have to be addicted. We are enough. Nevertheless, can we get rich? Yeah, let's get rich.